Well, the sad, horrible, outrageous saga of Harold the Mortgage Closer appears to have come to the end. The tribunal where he appealed his suspension, he appealed his fines, has finally reached their conclusion. So, anybody remember Harold the Mortgage Closer, this ridiculous asshole? By the way, that's the video I ran about Harold. I referred to him as Harold the Mortgage Asshole, okay? Because indeed, that's who he was. Just in the business of ripping people off, wrongdoings, bad acts, and, every kind of damage you could do in the mortgage business. So I ran a video a couple of years ago at Harold the Mortgage Asshole. Naturally, he sued me. But then once his license was revoked, suspended, and eventually revoked, the lawsuit went away. But a funny thing about lawsuits, you always got to spend some of your own money to defend every goddamn time. So what was the story of Harold? So Harold ran this endless, constant TV commercials, always TV commercials about, and there'd be like money flying over the, cash flying all over the screen of the commercial on the television. And always about Harold the Mortgage Closer. We'll get you money immediately. We will get you money whenever, under any circumstances. We'll get you money whenever you want, any amount of money you want, as long as you have equity in your home. Boom, no questions asked. More cash flying across the screen and all the rest of it. And everybody knew Harold was a fucking crook. That in fact, what he's doing is trying to take advantage of people in the worst possible way. We all knew it. The Toronto Star eventually, God bless, sometimes you got to say thank you, mainstream media. Thank you, mainstream media, for you got the budget, you got the time, you've got the ability to dig into scandals. And they found a situation where Harold, working with a totally crooked, relentlessly awful contractor, a crooked contractor, took advantage of an elderly woman who had a free and clear house, was becoming disabled, was becoming elderly and ill, and she wanted to change some things in her house to become more comfortable for a disabled person. And the contractor and Harold just took her to the cleaners. In the end, Harold got her evicted from the house, and it took all her money. And that was the final analysis. How can that happen? Well, the crooked contractor kept convincing her to sign for bigger and bigger mortgages with Harold to do all this construction that never actually happened. Like only a tiny fraction of everything that was promised ever really occurred. And essentially, they just ripped the woman out of her house. Because they piled mortgages upon mortgages upon mortgages. The contractor was just taking advantage of an elderly person. Harold was taking advantage of an elderly person. And in the end, the woman ended up out of her house. That's it. That was the worst. There were many other tragedies that Harold would do. Because in the end, if you analyze what he was doing, he was only interested in taking advantage of people. His particular approach was to prey on the elderly who didn't understand, really what was going on, and to prey on people who had fallen behind on their existing mortgage. Harold's plan was to strip the remaining equity out of the house and throw them out. And because they couldn't pay, he's knowingly doing mortgages that they couldn't possibly pay. You might say to yourself, well, why would anybody do that? Well, they're losing their house anyway. He's giving them the impression, oh, well, you just need to go out and find this side job and everything will be fine. But in the meantime, I'm going to fix the mortgage. I'm going to pay off the bank so that they're not after you anymore. I'm going to be able to give you another 25 or 30,000 cash so you can make some payments to get everything straightened out. He knew there would never be anything straightened out. He absolutely knew there would never be anything straightened out. The people simply should have sold their home. At least they would have gotten some money out of that. If they fell behind on their payments, offer the house for sale, and you get to keep the money of whatever's the difference between your mortgage and what you sold it for after all the commissions and the legal fees. You'd still get some money. Harold made sure that he got all the money, that he got every nickel of it. And by the way, the tribunal discovered that his spouse was working as an unlicensed mortgage broker with him. So they both were fined, both were sanctioned. And of course, they appealed. Because one thing about Harold, he was always hot to trot to get a lawyer. Oh, Jesus, Ron, do you think he's going to get one sick lawyer on you again this time? At a certain point, it's really important. You can't give a fuck. If you live your life as a person who's presenting information to the public, truthful information, by the way, everything I said is true. If you do that, and you worry in the back of your mind is always, oh, I might get a lawyer's letter, it costs me money. You can't tell the truth properly. You cannot. You hear about things that you think, God, people need to know this. But you also know they'll sue you. Yeah, I got another lawyer's letter just last week. Okay. Every time I get one, I'm right. One every case, one costs, you name it. Because it's easy. If you know your business, you know what's crooked. It's not a complicated thing. So in the end, the tribunal has settled on Harold. They'd gone through everything. They listened to hours of testimony. I'll just give you a couple of snippets of what they said at the tribunal, okay? The borrowers were all placed in mortgages with an extraordinarily high interest rate and fees, and the only sustainability analysis performed by Gerstle was to determine whether there was enough remaining equity in their homes to get the money, remaining mortgage. So, yeah, he didn't care what would happen to them. He just wanted to make sure he got his money out of it and could make a profit. Overall, we found Gerstle as a witness to be argumentative, evasive, and manipulative, and his testimony on a number of key points generally totally lacked credibility. Totally lacked credibility, okay? Although a 22% interest rate, this is a mortgage. This isn't a credit card, this is a mortgage. Although a 22% interest rate may be justified for high-risk loans, the aforementioned lenders and renewal fees, in addition to punitive charges for late payments, raise serious concerns about his wife's business model and the client transparency and due diligence obligations were never met. Yeah, that's the story of Harold, the mortgage asshole, and his wife, the lawyer. So the point here is that the FSRA, our regulator, our mortgage regulator, they are swamped with problems, claims, complaints, fuckery that's going on out there. And there are only so many staff members. And here's what happens every single time. These frauds are complicated. These violations of the Mortgage Act are complicated. There are a jillion documents, and you have to take testimony, and you have to get depositions, and you have to requisition all the information. And obviously, the bad guy pushes back on giving you this stuff. It just goes on and on. So here's a shout out, though, to FSRA. I will tell you this factually. The mortgage regulator, FSRA, in the province of Ontario, has done more work and put in more effort to stop more bad mortgage brokers in the last 2 years than I've observed in the previous 28 years of being in the mortgage business. They're doing it. They can't do it as fast as they want to, but they believe they know how to go after the bad guys and get them. It's just very, very time consuming, like everything else in Canada. So goodbye, Harold. The final tribunal outcome is finished. You have to pay $280,000 in fines. But guess what? The government may not collect. Harold may just disappear. And the worst of the worst, none of that money can go to the victims of all his bad mortgage operation. None of that money is going to them because they would have needed to go to court. And guess what? By the time Harold was finished with them, none of them had any money. Harold, the mortgage asshole, literally one of the worst people who was ever in the mortgage business in Ontario.